Film. Hello, Helen. How are you today?
Great. Thank you very much.
It's so great that you're willing to sit with me for a few moments and tell me about your experience
Thank you for asking me.
in the Macrobiotic Leadership Program. Tell me about some highlights for you. You've been at the Kushi Institute for levels 1, 2, and 3 of our leadership program. If you could share some highlights, I'd really love to hear them.
Yeah, of course. So I've been here for 3 months now, and there are many special things about this place, but I think the one that speaks most to me is how people come here for so many different reasons, and yet we're all treated in exactly the same way. And what I mean by that is some people come here because they're really quite ill. They have significant conditions. Mm-hmm. Other people come here because they're well, but they want to be educated. And others are here just for kind of relaxation and those kinds of things. Mm-hmm. And what I like is that when you're on the programs, everybody is treated in exactly the same way as if we're healthy. So it's a healthy program always. It doesn't matter how sick you might be or how well you might be. The philosophy is that we're all well and that we're all empowered to make ourselves be as healthy as possible. And I think that that's very special about this place.
That is wonderful. And that actually says a lot about macrobiotics, which in macrobiotics, the belief is that radiant health is our birthright.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So,
and this place really is an embodiment of that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come here, of course you get the huge benefit of the education of the programs. So nobody is going to leave having restored their health but not being able to maintain it themselves. And that's hugely empowering. Mm-hmm. So we can be educated here. We can also see counsellors, which means that we have access to some of the finest minds and the best experience in the area of macrobiotics. We can make remedies, or we can have remedies provided for us that are really going to restore us and make our health the best it can be. Mm-hmm. And it's all here, all in one place, with a very nice lifestyle that's attached to.
That's great. So what you're saying is it's not just about coming here and taking in information, it's really being able to integrate this information into your life in a way that's manageable.
I think that's right. And this philosophy that says it's not enough to just make you better. You also have to be equipped to stay well. I think that's tremendously powerful. Mm-hmm. Now, for those people who've come here and who are totally healthy to start with, then they come because maybe they're curious, maybe they come because they want to make sure that they maintain their health in that way, or perhaps they're just very committed to taking these principles and applying them to their family. Mm-hmm. Well, there's absolutely plenty for them here too. You know, it applies to us all, all of us equally.
That's great. So what you're saying is that the leadership program is appropriate for both individuals who are in good health and interested in deepening their knowledge of macrobiotics, either for professional or personal reasons. And also for those people who may have certain specific health conditions that they want to address.
That's right, or all of those things together, you know. And I think there are many people who start off and they may come for a subset of those reasons. They may come for their own personal health reasons, or they may come for curiosity or whatever. And as you find out more about it and as more gets revealed to you and you learn more, then you can, the possibility is for you to move along that path and get drawn in more and more and more until perhaps we end up as counsellors or whatever it is that we might want to do with it.
That's great. And tell me, Helen, what piqued your interest in macrobiotics and in particular the Kushi Institute?
Okay, so my first introduction to macrobiotics was about 7 years ago now. And I was working with some cancer survivors, and one of them became a very good friend of mine, and she was organising some cooking lessons at her home so that she could stay in recovery. And she invited me to join her and some of her friends, and we had a macrobiotic chef who trained here. She was a level 3 chef, and we had some classes from her. And whenever I cooked those recipes, and whenever I ate as best I could in a macrobiotic fashion, I always felt better. And that was my first brush, if you like, with macrobiotics. And I felt it had such an impact on me, and how I felt, really quite an immediate impact, that I felt that I had to go forward with it. So shortly after that, this Kushi alumna, she was called Gina Paterna Villalobos, and she became my personal coach in macrobiotics for about 6 months. And I used to see her every other Monday, and we'd do cooking and we'd do all sorts of things. And then for some reason, I got very busy in my work and I sort of left macrobiotics a little bit. But I'm very happy to be back to it now, and very happy with, it was no question that I would come to the Kushi because, that was where the font of all this information had come from.
Wonderful. So it sounds like the teachers that you were exposed to before coming to the Kushi Institute were Kushi Institute trained.
That's right.
Either chefs or counselors.
That's right.
Wonderful.
That's right.
And it's interesting that you also noticed in your own body, you were able to listen to your body, and you noticed the impact of eating macrobiotically.
Absolutely. I don't think I had to listen that carefully either. I mean, I think it was very evident to me.
That's wonderful. And tell me, how would you like to integrate macrobiotics now that you've taken this journey through the Professional Leadership Program? How would you like to integrate it more deeply, either in your personal or your professional life, or both?
Okay, so there's sort of 3 levels of that, really. So from a personal perspective, I feel very equipped to look after my health. I had some health issues when I came here, and I feel as though the last 3.5 months have been hugely beneficial in restoring my health. And I feel very competent now in looking after my health going forward. So that's the personal level. I also feel very positive about cooking for the family. And not just cooking, but actually applying some other macrobiotic principles to my family. So I see that it can ripple out. It's not just about me, and it's not just about my ongoing health, but it's also about my family too. And also educating them so that they have the tools, that they have the choices anyway, and they have the tools at their disposal to be able to live a rich and healthy macro life as deeply or otherwise as they want. And then finally, I work as a coach. I work with senior executives in the business world. And I've made many discoveries here about the connection between mood and performance and the food that we eat. And I feel that that will be invaluable to some of my clients and to those people who are interested in it. So I feel equipped to kind of look at each of those 3 levels: my personal health, the health of my family, and also having a look, introducing it into my professional life too.
Well, that's wonderful, Helen. That truly is the ripple effect of macrobiotics and the teachings at the Kushi Institute. Thank you, Helen.
Thank you. Thanks very much.